Welcome in, everybody. It's May the 4th, though this episode is going to come out really late, but it is May the 4th or Revenge of the 5th, depending on where you live on the planet. It's me, Johnny. With me, I've got DiJaDi.
Howdy.
I've got Farmer.
May the force be with you. Always.
And Peachinini, a.k.a. Chloe, a.k.a. Caitlin, a.k.a. Closif.
Hello.
She's got a lot of names. Welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. And
Thank you.
back there in the booth, rock steady, our anchor who doesn't always anchor. We've got Craig, our wonderful sound engineer. Welcome in.
Yeah, I see him back there.
Speaking of Rocksteady, did we all see the trailer for Arkham Shadows?
No, but I saw they announced something. What is that? Isn't Kevin Conroy dead? Doesn't that mean Batman's done?
They're using the Batman Origins voice actor for it. But it looks to be like in the Arkham universe, and it looks to be a VR game exclusive to Quest 3.
In the Arkham universe, doesn't the Suicide Squad games take place in the Arkham universe?
Yes.
So aren't they all dead?
I mean, we'll see. But also, this game looks like it would probably take place in between Origins and Asylum, timeline-wise.
I mean, it's called Origins, so Arkham Origins. So of course it would be before Asylum, I guess.
Yes.
Interesting. I actually really loved the Arkham games. I played the crap out of them. Right, New Game Plus, all of that. It's just been a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people are not necessarily hyped for this because A, it's a VR, and not only just a VR, but VR exclusive to Quest 3. And so, like, it not being on PSVR makes a lot of people, like, kind of unhappy. And then also, it looks like, due to the trailer featuring rats, that the villain would probably be Ratcatcher.
Lame.
And so, yeah, I mean, not everyone's favorite villain, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
Like,
super lame.
have we not figured out yet that exclusives just are not great for, gamers? Come on.
So let's make a prediction. It's going to fail. It's going to go terribly because not even Apple can crack VR, right? Like they're reducing their orders of the Vision Pro because the Apple Vision Pro, they have said that it's performing well below their expectations, and
they
were
expected
using
everybody and
very
their brother to
harsh-
have them, right?
they used very harsh language when talking about the product. Like, so I mean, even Apple can't do it. So VR is not going to happen, right? Like that's just it. It's not going to happen.
Not in goggles form, not in
Like-
scuba tank, scuba gear.
It's the year 2024. I feel like people have been telling me VR is the next big thing for like the last 20 years, like the last 20 years, 2005. I feel like people have been like VR, it's coming. It's coming.
Well, 10 years ago, we were supposed to be getting flying cars. So, I mean, that hasn't happened either. So,
I know. I'm just, at this point, it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
now, to be fair, flying cars do kind of exist. They're just very, very, like, niche and very, very expensive, right? And also regulated so heavily that you can't really use them anywhere. Sorry, Peach, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say I really want to live out my SAO dreams, and it's just not there. It's not good enough yet.
But that's not even virtual reality because that's like a headset that you lay down and you're just gone. You're sleeping. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that's even more definition of virtual reality, but yeah.
But I think the hard part with technology like this, it's like, these AI assistants that are coming out, is that the technology is just not there and our phones are better. Like everything that the Vision Pro does, you can just do it on your phone.
So
you
one
can't
of
have
our
like
favorite
a hanging
things-
thing, but it's
Yeah.
that.
One of our favorite things, Johnny, is that in Dune, everyone has these shields, right?
Right.
And like
Oh,
you
so
shoot
cool.
the shields or whatever, and like they deflect everything that's moving past a certain speed, right?
Yeah.
So the
Everything
only way
moving
to get
fast.
past them is to move super slow to like actually penetrate them.
To stab
and-
them.
The reason why these shields are everywhere and everyone just accepts them is because they were like common enough and cheap enough that like literally like they're just mass produced and everyone owns them, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just a reality there. I think that's the only way that virtual reality gets to be mainstream, is that it has to be like cheap enough and commonplace enough, like available and accessible. And
so you're saying we have to wait until the government enforces it on us, right? At that point.
I want it to be a thing, but there's nothing that it does that makes me need to get one.
Sure. Yeah. The necessity is missing there. Yeah. There are some really cool experiences. Like the Arkham Shadows game is being made by the same people who made the Iron Man VR game for PSVR 1. And that was apparently a really good game.
You want to know what's crazy about the Iron Man VR game, though? Another failure that no one played because it was on VR. So there is that. There is that. I shouldn't say it's a failure. I'm sure the game was fun, but as far as money goes, right?
Right.
You know, you're really locking out a lot of people by just doing VR.
I mean, they keep doing it, so apparently it's good enough for them, I guess, because people keep backing it for some reason.
Well, it's the potential for it, right? If you can be the one who like becomes a system seller, then like you're gonna make a ton of money off that. But
it's like
it's a huge risk because most developers, it's very much like the App Store, where like, I mean,
shot in the dark.
Most developers aren't willing to necessarily develop for it because like it's such a huge risk, such a huge expenditure, even more so than regular video games. And I mean, like, there's such a small market for it that like it's just not there.
Would you say that the people who are into VR are also primarily like hardcore PC users?
I would say that they're tech heads, not necessarily PC users, but like on the like front lines of like new tech.
Like, I'll tie this in a little bit differently because like a YouTuber I really liked made a sampling app called Flip on iOS and on PadOS, and it eventually came to Android. But a lot of people were really angry that why isn't it on Android and all of that stuff? And he made this great video kind of explaining, one, on iOS, you know, there's much more limits on what devices are going to run it. So, you know, basically every device that's going to be able to run your thing, how big it is, you can easily test all of that. On Android, you know, there's lots of different versions of Android and lots of different devices. It's hard to make sure that everyone's going to have the same experience, right? But one of the other things he talked about is that the culture of iOS is a paying culture where people are more likely to buy things and like actually pay for it versus the culture of Android. A lot of people like to download stuff for free or like go around it and like pirate it and do stuff like that. And he's like, you know, not passing judgment. That's just the way it is. And so as a developer, for us to make our money back, we only focused on iOS so that we could make our money back because, you know, we paid a lot in development. And, you know, if it's going to be the iOS users that actually pay for the Android development, because like the buyback on Android is like that low that it doesn't really pay itself, right? And do you think that with VR, with people who are into VR being like tech heads, I mean, people on computer, like on Steam and stuff, they don't pay as much as people on consoles, if they pay at all, right? I mean, I was just talking with someone who said that everything on the internet should be free. Who's like a big time PC player, right?
Like,
and it's just kind of like
only a PC gamer would say that too. Like,
right?
Once
Like
have
everything
most
should be
of
free.
it already free, like all these free games, all this free stuff, and then there's other ways to go around the paywall too. That that's out there,
and it makes it hard as someone who, you know, if you want to invest money or do something like that, right? Then even your audience doesn't have like a paying culture. I don't know if that's a good way of
they're not
calling
educated in a sense. They're all on that same wavelength,
right?
In a sense
of like, oh well, we're just going to wait for it to fail and for it to go on sale for $10 instead of paying $40 for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's an argument that I don't think has necessarily proven true, but it's also kind of like, I don't know, I would say it's like 50-50. That Game Pass does that, right? Like people wait for stuff to come to Game Pass rather than purchasing it. When there's no real indication that it'll ever come to Game Pass, even, you know? I mean,
yeah,
this is true.
The beauty of Game Pass, right?
Well, the best part about Game Pass too is a lot of the times they'll have new release games on there, and they might only be on there for a month, but you get to play it, you get to try it, and then you're all sucked in, and then you buy it.
That's true. Well, and I mean, but Microsoft, I guess the difference between like a Steam sale and being on Game Pass is not that we know how Game Pass works, but from what I understand, they get money from Microsoft to be on Game Pass. As opposed to a Steam sale, you're just going on sale and like Steam is still taking their cut and you're just making less money for everyone who's playing your game.
Which can be a shot in the dark too. I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it's like, well, you just get a few people get it really free. Or it could be a chance to, reach out and grab this huge audience and all of a sudden your game becomes a hit again.
100,000 people downloading your game for $5 is really great, right? As opposed to like 1,000 people paying $40.
Right. And we just saw that with Helldivers too. Right? Where like for $40 instead of 70, it still is like the 7th best selling in terms of like dollar value PlayStation game, which is wild.
It's wild. But don't worry, you can get your refunds in Steam. I just read.
Oh my gosh.
Get your refunds now.
So Sony just announced that you have to have a PSN account, right? To tie in to play Helldivers. And it got like 10,000 bad reviews on Steam over it. Why are people overreacting? First off, I'm playing it on Steam, on my Steam Deck, right? Because I'm a PC gamer. What's up, all the PC gamers out there? I'm one of you now. I feel like I didn't have a choice in that I had to have a PSN account when I signed up. Because if I had a choice, I definitely would not have linked my PSN account, but I did. So
Johnny would be the one complaining right now, but he already did.
Yeah, I would be the one. I would be the one uninstalling and being mad. But like, not only did I have to, and then I actually signed into my old PSN account from like the PS3 days because I had the same email. So I was like, I'll use this email because I use this email for my gaming, and it's like that's not the right password.
The original SOTAG.
The original SOTAG on PSN. And I was like, oh, snap. And I linked it. But I feel like I didn't have a choice anyway. So why are people freaking out? Was there a choice? Chloe, did you have a choice?
I don't remember signing in on my PSN account for Helldivers on the PC.
Well, you're about to get booted.
You will have to link. By the 30th of May, I think, is the date that you have to link. So,
or what? Like what will they do to me if I don't?
Then you just won't have access to the game. Yeah. So originally, Helldivers 2 did require you to link your PSN account, but that feature stopped working. And so in the interest of allowing people more access and everything, they disabled that feature and allowed you to skip it. Right, so there was a skip button
Johnny
on
did
that
get
initial
in
prompt.
On that. That's probably what happened there. Johnny actually had to link, but then they disabled it. That's exactly probably what happened there.
I think Johnny started late enough that he probably didn't have to, but like they had it would come up with a prompt for you to link, but there would be a skip option at the bottom. So I mean, like it's possible that he missed the skip option or something. Yeah, but like the Sony letter says it's for security concerns.
Of course it does.
Yeah. I think maybe it could be. I don't know the back end, I'm not a programmer, I'm not in that world. But
neither's Chloe.
I am not.
That's a callback.
Ever since you broke rank.
I guess the real question is, are there like 50 million people playing Helldivers 2 right now? And the answer to that would be only about 100,000. How else would they
finish that mission in 2 days?
I saw people are mad because to have a PSN account, there are certain regions that it like, I don't know, like you can't get the game and such. And so linking it to a PSN account, like on Steam, like may cause problems for these people. Have you seen that? That's what I've seen the main complaint is.
So there's 170 countries apparently where PSN is not available. I don't know how many of those countries where Steam is available. I'm not sure. I'm also really have no idea how many of those countries, like their active player base, actually live in, right? Most of the complaints that I've seen have been like just using that as an excuse to be angry. It seems like.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
That's really, I think, where it stems from.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's really that detrimental, really, when it comes down to it. I mean, people know how to get, like we said, get over the paywall, you know? Exactly. People can work it out. They're just, pulling up a stink, you know?
Don't use a VPN because Sony bans you for the use of VPNs, actually.
Wow.
If you're complaining
listen
about
to Johnny.
use a
don't listen to
VPN
Johnny.
and get banned. Because here's the thing, it's the same attitude as all of those people who are like, oh my god, the console's always online. What about the 12 people who don't have internet? What about them? I'm mad for those people. Let's stop being
like
mad
me, okay?
for other people. Shut
the 12 people
up.
out here in the country.
Yeah,
in the country,
shut
man.
up.
I was using sticks
Just
internet.
freaking
Okay,
sign into your PSN account and have fun and be quiet. Why are you calling it? Yeah, you know what, Pyro? Freaking just be quiet about it. Like, you know, the amount of angry 10-year-olds out there, right? The amount of angry 10-year-olds who are like, but what about the people in Azerbaijan?
True.
What about all of the people in Azerbaijan who are playing Helldivers? Is it's like, okay, one, you just learned about that country in school. Two, shut up, you're 10. You know, like the adults are talking here.
And that would be 4th grade? Maybe they would have. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that, you know, it's not going to matter because a lot of those places that they are stating, Steam doesn't even work there anyways. So it's just gamers, you know, being gamers when it comes down to it. And it's something that is extra that they have to do and they don't want to do it.
One of the community managers allegedly, supposedly, and I don't trust his source, so I mean, I'm not sure, but like allegedly, one of the no, I actually trust institutions generally speaking, but because usually they're required to like have people actually double check and like verify things normally.
This is why David,
not always,
this
but
is
normally.
why David trusts the Ministry of Truth of Super Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Well, I prove it by diving and risking my life for them every day. But yeah, so allegedly, one of the community managers did say that it was actually for security and for the purposes of banning people. I don't know how true that is. There was another screenshot of another community manager in Discord who said something that people took pretty harshly, something like just uninstall or something like that. And then it seems like they followed that up with an apology and saying, no, that's not what I meant. I meant like, seriously, leave a bad review. Let Sony know that this is bad because they don't read our Discord. And so like, this is your way of like telling them because they don't believe us when we say this is a bad move, which could be true. I mean, I could totally see the Helldivers team being a little bit frustrated by this move, you know?
Yeah, well, when you have such a successful game like this, you know, doing so well, and then you pull a move like this, it's not needed. But why? You know, it definitely feels like Big Brother Sony coming out there saying, you know what, let's do this now.
You know what I think would be great? What if Warner Brothers acquired Sony?
Here we go again.
To be fair, like it did say in Helldivers that you would be required to link your PSN account and like the info about the game inside the actual game and everything. Granted, there was a skip button, so that can be a little confusing, I guess. Also, it's published by Sony, so it's not a huge surprise that Sony wants to like have all those people have PlayStation accounts, right? Xbox does the same thing. The difference is that Xbox communicates it on day one, right? And so like Xbox on day one forces you to have that Microsoft account as opposed to like 3 months in. And granted, like because of the technical issues, maybe that's why they weren't able to like keep that going. That seems to be the case. But also the way that they made this announcement, I feel like was just kind of tone deaf. It was just not a great announcement. But I think the messaging was the biggest problem with it. Honestly, I think that the countries not being allowed to access PSN is a problem, sure, but that doesn't really affect anyone here. And not to like, you know, besmirch all the people that it does affect. I'm sorry, that sucks. But also, like, then get on Sony's case about that, you know? Like, don't blame Helldivers for that. Right. Like Sony should then like
Yeah,
have
it's definitely
negotiated
not the
contracts to
developer's
like
fault at this
have these
point.
games available in these countries or have PSN available in these countries, which is a
their
larger
hands are
issue that
tied at
really
this
needs
point,
to be
you know.
right. Yeah,
But what that is too is they don't see it's worth it, right? So like this
Right.
is like a similar
Exactly,
thing to talking with people. For example, I wouldn't know anyone who pirates Disney Plus shows. Of course, I mean I would never know anyone who does that. But if this person that I don't know lives in a country that there is no Disney Plus, what other choice do they have? If they want to watch something that is exclusive to Disney Plus, they can't buy it anywhere. They can't do anything. If I want to watch the Halo show, I have to do it illegally. And, I'm really lucky that I don't want to watch it. Right? I'm really lucky that,
you're
I
not
don't need
forced to break the law.
Yeah, I'm not forced to break the law. I'm really lucky that I don't see Master Chief's butt. I don't need to see it.
Actually,
you know what they call that, right? On the internet.
What?
It's Master Cheeks.
Master.
That's beautiful.
I hate the internet. I hate the internet.
Oh God.
Should never been a thing. Should never been a thing.
Yeah. I'm just.
It's crazy. I can't get over it. Sorry. Continue, Johnny.
I told the joke a few episodes ago, but I'm just imagining again someone who really watched the Halo show, and then they're like, "I'm going to play the games. I love the Halo show so much," and then they're like, "Man, he never took off his helmet."
It's like, this game is way better.
Yeah, this is so different. He doesn't take his helmet off for anything.
It's so different. Yeah, it's
so
wild
different
to me. It's so crazy to me that like you have a show where they specifically said like, no, we're not going to pay attention to the games canon because we don't want to. Right. We want to have the freedom to create our own universe and everything. And then when it bombed, they blamed the fans. Right. And said, oh, you guys just like don't understand like what we were trying to do here. And then Fallout show literally comes out and like rave reviews everywhere. Right. And a huge success.
Because they actually stay true.
Literally. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because and the entire time are like screaming at the top of their lungs. No, we are paying attention to canon. No, we do want this to like be like in universe and everything to like kind of align. Yeah. We do want to like honor and like pay reverence to like the source material. Like what? That's crazy.
And that's where the Halo show could have easily just like tagged that in, if they had done like we've talked about a spin-off series that was in the universe, but just, tied into it outside of using like Master Chief and Blue Team and all that, it would have been just like Fallout. It would have been so good. And
what does Fallout do that the Halo show didn't do? A completely original story with original characters.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. What?
This is what we've been talking about.
The game was enough to carry it. What? I mean, just
my wife is now interested in the Fallout games because we've been watching the show. We are just over halfway done, and let me say, this is not a spoiler. The most Fallout thing, the most Bethesda thing about this show is from the beginning. You're like, okay, I understand what the main quest is. They have barely done that at all. We're like 5 episodes deep on an 8-episode thing. And I'm like, remember we did this and this was the whole thing at the end of episode 1. This is the goal of the season. We haven't done that. And I'm like, if that is not Bethesda, I don't know what is. Of like, oh yeah, we need to go there, but we're going to just go do all this other stuff instead.
Well, that's so true to like that kind of open world game though. You just get, you get so, distracted by all the other things going on. And I love that about what they've done. And I'm not going to say anything more. No spoilers.
When I played Oblivion, I stopped doing the main story to do all the side quest stuff before you even open an Oblivion gate. So I played the whole game and like no Oblivion gates popped up because it was before. It would be like if you never go to Whiterun in Skyrim, so dragons never randomly attack you. Like you just are like, oh yeah, I never got that far. It's crazy. Yeah, fantastic show for real. Fantastic.
Peach, have you watched Fallout yet?
I have watched it and I loved every single moment of it. I made my mom watch it with me, and she was subjected to all of my nonsense ramblings about it. It was great.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel the same way. It was so good.
But it's cool to see my wife, who's not normally super interested in like video game stuff, to be like asking me questions. Or she remembers me playing Fallout 4 a little bit. And so there are certain times where she's like, oh, I remember this from when you played Fallout 4. And I'm like, wow.
Did you
check
say
that
back in the
out.
days when you actually played Bethesda games?
Back when I did. I think, but that's a good point. I think Fallout 4 or Fallout 76 was the last Bethesda game I played. And that may be part of why I don't have a great taste in my mouth for them.
Actually, the last game you played was Starfield.
Oh, I guess you're right.
True.
The freaking 9 hours of my life I'll never get back from Starfield. I'm trying to punch a turret that's like up on the ceiling,
Hey,
and I'm like trying to do that.
Try it again after May 14th.
I'll try it again.
Use
one
guns,
day.
okay? Come on.
Try it again one day.
Because so May 14th, they're bringing in a ton of new features, like a really good surface map, a really good city map, the ability to increase your carrying capacity, which was a huge problem for me. The ability to decorate your starship. There's a lot of cool features coming on the 14th.
I really did not like that there was no map. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I was really unhappy about that.
A lot of people were not happy with that. So
a lot of people are unhappy, but me coming from the background of Ocarina of Time, I'm just like, this is beautiful. I can just do whatever, and I can go wherever, and I just figure it out. I love that. People need to stop getting so used to waypoints. I'm done.
I don't want necessarily. You know what? Maps without waypoints are fine. Actually, if they gave a map but they don't have like your objectives on it, and you just have a map, that would be fine with me. As long as it's just like, have we been here? I don't know. Is this whole area a circle? I think it is. I'm not sure. It's just, man, not a fan. Not a fan.
It took a long time to not get lost in the cities in Starfield, even though they're relatively small cities and stuff. To get a handle on the way that they were, because each major one is pretty different, and even the smaller outposts are fairly distinct, and everything's just a little bit hard to get a handle on without being able to orient your direction and everything. But also they went one step further with the maps, Johnny. Not only do they have waypoints on them for everything, but also they have the ability to fast travel to any of those individual waypoints. So you can fast travel to the gas station shop so that you can get some snacks from them. It's just ridiculous.
You know what game last year did maps amazing that I really appreciate, and I think I might have mentioned this before, but Alan Wake 2.
Okay, all right, yeah, no,
they really
can't
did.
disagree with that.
Yeah, they did such a good job. It's just a map that you collect, and then you read it like a map, like a real map, and from there you have to figure it out. I appreciate that.
What's your favorite map, Peach?
Oh.
We can come back.
I just thinking, I don't know. I don't really think about the map very much when I play games, The first one that comes to mind is World of Warcraft, but again, that's stuck on that game forever. But it's not real. It's okay.
How is WoW going these days?
It's going great. I couldn't be happier.
How many people play it? 300 million people? No. Sorry, wasn't it 3 billion? 3 billion?
I was going to say million is correct. Billion is not correct.
Wasn't 3 billion active WoW players? Crazy.
Yeah.
And more being added every day.
If only.
I like a good artistic rendition of a map. So I really liked the map in that game Tunic, which I never finished. But I also, the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom maps are really pretty and really interesting. I like how they show elevation and paths and stuff like that.
Man, Survivor was so frustrating with the way that it showed elevation. Oh, yeah. I could not stand that. Yeah.
I've been hearing these rumors. Have you guys been seeing these rumors that Microsoft's out of the console game and they're becoming like Sega? I've been seeing people posting about it recently. And it doesn't seem to be
a rolling rumor thing.
It doesn't seem to be a new thing. All the stuff they're linking seems to be from a while ago, but people are talking about it. But
in usually 3 months, they just bring it back up. It feels like I don't know.
Yeah, it's just engagement baiting. I feel literally 2 months ago when they announced the 4 games that were coming to PlayStation and Switch, they specifically said Xbox is going to continue to be the premium place to play Xbox games. The console will continue to be the flagship. Said, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that Xbox hardware is going anywhere anytime soon when it comes down to it. It's kind of kind of reminds me of like how Apple apps are now kind of everywhere, right? Apple TV, Apple Music, all that jazz. But that the best place to use them is on an Apple device. It's just smoother. It integrates perfectly. I feel like that's going to be the case for Xbox games too. Even if they move more over, which they also have not announced any kind of indication that they're going to move any more over. The best I could say is probably on a case by case basis, in the future. But
you know, something that just came to my mind real quick on Apple, and why have they not done this? Why have they not come out with a device called Apple Sauce?
Ooh,
Come
that
on.
would be great. That would be great.
That would be great.
I don't know. It would be great.
You know what?
And
No,
Apple,
they won't
would
do
they?
it though because it's too there's other Apple sauces. It's not iconic enough. They need to do their dumb.
Yeah.
They need to do their dumb
Yeah.
Apple stuff. Just like Apple Vision Pro. That's the whole. You have to call it the whole thing. Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
And it's
Let's
not VR.
Let's not shorten it
It's
at all.
spatial computing. It's spatial computing.
Blow my mind.
It's just like, guys, come on. My favorite was when they took all the ports off the computers and then they brought them back and they're like, guess what?
Ports
You
are
know
back,
what you
yeah.
need on your computer? No, they don't say ports are back. They're like, you need ports. This is it's
We really
revolutionary.
listen.
It's so important. And no, they don't talk about listing or anything like that. They're just like, we did it. We put ports on the computer. And it's like, you
Reinventing the
took
wheel.
did it
Yeah.
ports
again.
off the computer. You guys are the ones who took it off. Yeah,
We did
and
it.
then they're
We
like,
did it again.
"Do you want ports?" That's going to be an extra $600.
Is that a marketing thing? Like every 6 months, or like after they release something, it's like, okay, 6 to 8 months, then we'll release what we took away. As a marketing ploy.
That one was years. It was like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, really? Jeez.
I honestly that they took all those ports off and they would just have like USB-C ports, and then they
Mhm.
were like, "Guys, we did it. We did it again. We figured it out. We know what we heard you, and we know what you need. You know what a professional really needs? An HDMI port." And it's just like, oh my god.
Next, they'll bring back that little wheel, the iPod wheel.
The Apple wheel.
I'm in this really weird place, you guys. I am maybe gonna sell this Xbox Series S I have at the studio. I know, because I don't.
He's really
use
becoming
it.
that PC gamer.
And I wouldn't sell my Series X because I could just get a dock and play the games here. But at this point, the only game that I can't play on my Steam Deck is Fortnite. That's the only game I'm playing on my Xbox, you guys. Is Fortnite.
Wait, you can't play Fortnite?
No, it's not on Steam.
Oh, I guess you have to get an Epic device, right?
You can download this other launcher, but Fortnite has anti-cheat software, so you can't play it. Right. And Fortnite, Epic has said it's not coming to the Steam Deck. They're not going to release it to play on the Steam Deck.
Because how else are they going to push their Epic platform,
And so,
yeah.
guys, I might not be an Xbox gamer anymore. Like, for real. For
You
real.
don't
Isn't
play
that
Fortnite
wild?
anymore.
I'm still playing Fortnite, but it's kind of crazy. I was telling my wife, I was like, I've been like a hardcore Xbox gamer since the 360 days. Like, no looking back. But like, man, that hardware device that Microsoft is working on better be a handheld, and you better be able to install the games on it. And it's not just streaming, like you're buying a streaming device, because like if they did that, they'll still have me. But man, like I love like just having the flexibility of being able to just play it and then move and go into another room or do whatever. I'm a big fan. You guys. I want to buy the dock now. It's just
Did you see
crazy.
that feature that was implemented into Xbox or will be implemented?
Which feature?
David,
Which feature?
did you see that?
Which one?
Where the one where they go through like as far as networking, it will actually go through and remember which
yes, I did
network
see that.
you've been on.
That's
So
so
it's like a
cool.
huge step. Like it could be mobile because how the Switch will remember your Wi-Fi that you are in the local area.
Yeah.
Well, and
Well,
honestly,
it's on
I've-
Xbox now.
Man,
will
like when I was traveling with my Xbox all the time, like that was actually kind of a hassle because I would come back home and then I would have to look up my password again and everything. Like putting in a hotel password. Yeah, putting in a hotel
Yeah, it
password
is.
is understandable. Like that I get, you know, because like you're in a new place, so yeah, you need to put in a new Wi-Fi info. But then having to like put in your original Wi-Fi info every single time that you come back was like, yeah, that was kind of annoying. And granted, first world problem, right? Like that's kind of a stupid thing to complain about, but like, yeah.
Well, and we've
of
gotten so used to it with our mobile devices, like.
Right.
Honestly, I thought, oh, why isn't that on there already? I was actually surprised when I read it, but it kind of makes sense. It's like I was seeing other comments saying, you know, this could be a push. This could be it. You know, Johnny, this could be it. The mobile.
The Series
Xbox
M.
Mobile.
The Series M.
Series M.
Or
Series
I
M
actually thought
or
about this.
Series VR.
Or would it be Series H for a handheld? If
Or
it's like a
we just call
device.
we'll go all the way, Mr. X.
Wouldn't it be great if it's just Xbox 2?
My gosh.
And then you're like, wait,
Another
what?
one.
Wait, what is
Or like Xbox
another
Mini,
one?
you know? Like, I mean, yeah.
And I know for me, I'm a really specific use case. We only have one TV in the house. But, you know, to be able to play games with like Xbox level fidelity in like a Switch form, game changer in my home. It's awesome. And I find myself not playing I'm only playing the Xbox to play Fortnite. I'm not loading anything up, you know. I stopped. I don't think I talked about this on the podcast. I stopped my Game Pass subscription because I wasn't playing games. You know, pretty wild. I mean, at this point, you know, maybe I'll just convince DiJaDi to play Stellaris on Steam, see how that works on the Steam Deck. And then I don't even need an Xbox Gold or whatever it is, Xbox Prime subscription. Because like Halo multiplayer is free. And so is Fortnite.
Game Pass Core.
Game Pass Core, whatever it's called. The more expensive Gold. The more expensive. The thing that shouldn't exist, because now I'm a PC gamer and I agree, it should just be free. Hey, it should be free. You know, I'm playing on PC now. Me and Chloe over here playing on PC. I heard that there is a workaround to play World of Warcraft on the Steam Deck, and maybe I'll play it with Chloe. I don't know.
That would be awesome. I don't even remember the last time I turned on my PlayStation and my Xbox.
What's that?
I know my Xbox. I play Halo on it and not on PC, but still, it's been months.
But that's where I'm at too, because I play Halo, right? So I don't have Halo on there, but I mean, I haven't used this series. So I have two Xboxes. I'm so bougie. I have a home Xbox. I have a Series X at home, and I have a Series S here at the studio, right? And I would use this if I was playing games while streaming. I've not been playing games while streaming, and I kind of would rather get a Steam Deck dock and play some Helldivers, you know? Sure. I have Spyro on the Steam Deck now. I can play it on there. You know, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I may be done. I held out against PC gaming for so long, and they got me. I don't know.
Got.
The caption is Helldivers turns Johnny Bailey into a PC gamer.
Well, you know what else it is too is Discord.
That too.
Actually,
sure.
Even though it's on Xbox now.
It's on Xbox now, but
and
just using Discord.
Integrated.
It's pretty decently integrated, but like I don't have a headset at home anymore to like join an Xbox Live party, because it's just like, well, we just use Discord all the time. I can just use my phone and I can use my normal headphones, you know? It's, guys, what happened to me? I don't know. I got that pre-built, you know? I didn't build my own PC. I have a pre-built. It's a Linux.
So are you really a PC gamer?
Yeah. Does it really run on
you
Linux?
Didn't build it. You're not a true PC gamer.
Yeah, it's a Linux. Yeah, it runs on Linux. That's why I can't play Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize it was a Linux. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically everyone needs to get a Steam Deck, and we'll just get rid of our Xboxes and we'll just forget about Halo. It never happened.
Hey, can you show it to everybody?
Yeah. Let me get my Steam Deck out. Actually, hold on. Actually, where did it go? I did have it on the desk earlier. But like, I know that Master Chief Collection's on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
So
right.
Is Infinite on Steam too?
It is.
Yeah.
Is it crossplay? The Steam and the Microsoft version?
Is.
Yes.
It is.
Oh my
It is.
god! Oh my
Yeah.
god! Another nail in the coffin for my Xbox, you guys.
My ex. I just heard my ex.
My Xbox. Yeah, hold on.
My X-Men.
I mean, I'll never get rid of it because I needed to play Blu-rays, right? For like the one Blu-ray that I play.
Man, my library is just too big on Xbox for me to ever like disengage.
Well, D,
but also
you actually use Game Pass. We've talked about this.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
but outside of that, it's still very, very huge. And I'm right there
Yeah.
with you, D. I don't
Yeah.
think I could disconnect. I'm not Johnny over there, just being totally anti Xbox. I mean,
I'm not anti-Xbox. I just, I think this is enough moving forward that I'll probably look at games on Steam first. I'm probably going to start going
Crazy.
to, if I can
Like,
play it on
come on.
Steam, I'll play it on Steam. And then it's like, well, if it's an Xbox exclusive, which they don't really do, I'll play it on Xbox,
I like Pyro's
Which
comment.
they don't
Just throw
really
it out
do.
at
What are
this
you
point.
talking about? We've got Indiana Jones. We've got Hellblade coming up here in literally a month. Like
Yeah, but those also come out on PC.
Diablo 4 Act 1.
Diablo 4, right. David is just
Yeah.
listing all of the games I don't care about. That didn't help
Yeah.
to be like, oh, there are no Xbox games coming out this year that are interesting.
Those games may not be big for you, Johnny, but I'm super pumped
For what? For
for
Hellblade
those
2?
games. For Hellblade 2, for
I didn't play
Indiana
Hellblade
Jones.
1. It looked too scary. Indiana Jones, who even is that guy?
Like
Hellblade
you
1 is
guys-
actually really, really good. One of my
Come
top 5
on.
games. If I can get through, you can get through it.
I have young children. I have young children who would be scared.
I still can't believe you guys covered that when I was gone. I'm still
I
a
don't even
little
know what you're
I'm
talking
so
about.
glad.
What?
ticked off
What?
I
about
don't
What
that.
are we talking about? Indiana Jones. What? I
That
don't
you
even know
covered
what.
Indiana Jones and Halo like in the same episode, and I was gone, and like
That
Indiana
seems
Jones.
like
You guys-
a
you guys-
you problem.
you guys-
like,
it's
don't
like
miss
you
episodes
guys
of the
didn't have
podcast.
any-
All right, guys.
I
Well,
don't know
word
what to
about
tell you
about
time.
it.
Word about time. So make sure to like and subscribe and
no, we still got 10 minutes.
give us a good rating. What? No.
Hypercharge
Yeah,
coming to
Jones.
Xbox May 31st.
What? Hypercharge? What is that? What?
That's the toy soldier game that
Yes, I did
was playing on
pre-order
Steam.
it myself. And if you guys have
Yeah.
not tried that game, it's actually, Johnny, on Steam. It is a Steam Deck game.
Oh.
Will it have crossplay?
Very, very fun game. Very like retro toy soldier style type game, and it's co-op. It's also split screen, so you could actually play it with little J. Or
That's actually pretty
Chiho.
sweet.
Yeah, it's really, they've gone above and beyond to make it feel like that whole action figure like style game, and I love it. And I really want more people to play it. And I'm super excited it's coming to Xbox. I've already pre-ordered it, like I said, and I'm looking forward to playing with you guys very soon.
one of the like most wholesome and cutest things I think I've seen in gaming was the developer saying like basically it was his dream to like make a game with his best friends and get it on Xbox. And now he's actually doing it, and that's just really cool.
That's awesome.
like, yeah.
Gamer goals right there. Gamer goals.
What's the name of this game? Hold on, I'll write it down.
Hypercharge.
So here's the thing, though. Like I said, if Microsoft is making a device like this, they will definitely be keeping me in. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just the time
Yeah.
of my life right now and all of that stuff. This is just perfect. It's perfect. I'm a big fan.
Xbox comes out with
Now,
HoloLens.
I'm in a completely different situation where I have like multiple screens and stuff and all that, but I love playing games on big screens, right? So I mean, like the Steam Deck would just be like,
on your
like I barely touch my Switch, right, and all that.
Well,
So,
but that's a good point. I barely touch my Switch because the games run like trash on it, right?
Sure.
Because why
there's
would
that
I
too.
play a
Yeah,
Switch game?
yeah.
If it's not a first-party title, why would I play it?
My Nintendo Tuesdays, like normally I'm playing a game on Xbox because it runs so much better on there than it does on
Right.
Switch.
No, for
Okay.
real. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
it's so bad. Like, I just don't want to play it. And so now I have a Switch that runs like an Xbox. But also, there's another, on the flip side of it, and don't get me wrong, I'm a PC gamer now, because this is the most console I can have a PC, right?
Mhm.
Like
Sure.
it's like a set thing
Oh,
that
I
I
get
bought.
that.
That it's the console PC. But the like with Stellaris, David and I love to play Stellaris. I need to check and see how it is on there. But like going back to Elite Dangerous, even it's really
Man,
nice.
if it's good, I will absolutely pay that subscription plan that they just came out with, rather than pay like hundreds of dollars for all the DLC. Like the $10 a month for like the DLC, like sounds actually like a pretty feasible option.
And when you play on console for a game that's primarily played on PC, you get everything way late, right?
Yeah,
like it
true.
like it comes out on PC, and then it's like it comes to console 6 months later or 8 months later, and to be able to get it in that first wave is really cool.
The way it was meant to be played, right? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Stellaris runs pretty well for a console strategy port, but it also obviously is a strategy game that would play better on PC, just straight up. Like, I mean, they do a really good job with the controller support, but then they're also their next DLC, which is 2 DLCs behind PC, isn't even coming out till like fall, maybe like later this year. Yeah,
And it's just one of those things that I don't know. I used to really hate, hearing from PC gamers as a console gamer, but now that I'm like somewhere in between, I am really enjoying it. For sure.
Yeah. and there is quite a bit. There's a vast library of games that are very exclusive, more to Steam or the PC side of things, that now you can experience that like that you never would have known, but now you do, and it's great. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there on the PC side of things. Real quick before we keep on, swapping over, have you guys looked at the Fortnite stuff? The May 4th Fortnite skins and all that. Are you guys?
I looked at the
gonna get
skins.
any? Yeah, there's some stuff going on, so definitely pay attention to that.
I linked the news article in Discord, and it almost got me back.
I really like the Yoda back bling, and I like Chewie's in the game, but you get him through like Lego Fortnite has like this kind of event battle pass thing that they're doing, and that's how you get them. But no, I'm not gonna. I want to take. So I went really hard in Fortnite with the Avatar stuff. I'm taking a break from Fortnite.
Yeah, I was gonna say I figured that's probably what happened for you, and we've seen the Star Wars before, but it is really cool to see them continue to flesh out more Star Wars characters in Fortnite.
I literally was like, there isn't a Star Wars character that they could release that would make me interested, except maybe Mace Windu. And then Travis was like, oh, they got Chewie. And I was like, oh, I would like Chewie.
But could you imagine if they did release Mace Windu? Like, that would be pretty
sweet.
Pretty sick. Pretty sweet.
Going back, I was talking with Farmer about this earlier. David, Little J has been playing Apex again. And so I've been playing Apex again. So I think we should all start playing Apex, man. It's fun.
It's time. You guys started back on Elite, and I'm going to tell you, I have been back on the track of Apex now, and I'm hooked, line and sinkered, back in.
I am having a lot of fun getting wrecked over and over again with no mercy. But you know what? It's happened enough now. I've kind of pushed through. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not just like instantaneous. Now we have a little bit of a back and forth. I've even gotten a handful of kills.
Yeah, I was talking to Peach earlier about this. Apex is just one of those games where you just have to be pretty much like a millisecond decisions. You have to be on the ball, and if you don't have that muscle memory, if you haven't played in a while, then it can make you so frustrated at the game. So frustrated really quick. But I guess that's the challenge. I just love it, the fast pace of that game.
But
and
that
always
being
gets me.
said, though, Farm, I think you would agree, a kill in Apex feels better than a kill in any other game I've played. Like, if you get a kill in Apex, it feels really good. When you wipe another,
yeah. When you wipe a whole team,
wiping, when you wipe a team in Fortnite, I don't feel anything. It's just whatever.
That's pretty cool.
It happens. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but like wiping a team in Apex, I don't even care. getting third partied. It's like freaking who cares? I wiped the team.
You wipe the team, you're like, woo!
Yeah. Oh man, Johnny and I got 2 team wipes right before I came here to record this podcast, and it felt real good. Real good. We got one that was who is it with the black market? Loba. It was Loba. Like a Loba and an Octane just were not ready when we came around that corner, and felt so good just to be like, oh hey guys.
You're like, get wrecked, nerds.
Yeah, freaking get wrecked, son. And then as we were at the black market, the same thing happened to us. Someone else came around the corner and killed us. And I was just like, who cares? Who cares? Feel good.
Well, you guys can go play Apex, and Peach and I will play Old Republic. Okay. And
oh, sure. It's been a hot minute since we've done that. I'm down to play
Old Republic for sure.
Yeah.
After Suicide Squad here. We got to finish Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's our plan, Peach, is to finish Suicide Squad and then move up to Old Republic again.
Mm-hmm. We're going to go back to Star Wars on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
You guys have, you guys do Suicide Saturday, right?
Yes, Suicide.
That's what you guys call it?
Superhero Saturday.
Superhero Saturday, okay?
Suicide Saturday? You know?
Is anyone seeing Phantom Menace in theaters?
Is it in theaters?
When?
Is it in theaters?
Right now.
I totally would.
Right now. It's in theaters. Starting like I think yesterday. It's in theaters for like a week.
Oh, Pyro did see it this morning. That's what's up.
Oh man.
Yeah. What?
I should have done that today. I literally did nothing all day.
I've been wondering
what I did?
What are metachlorians?
You know what I did today? I whacked weeds all day.
By the time anyone listens to this, they will have completely missed out on seeing it in theaters. I'm sorry, y'all.
Sorry, guys. If you're listening to this, it's too late. It's too late. But so I was looking at, I was watching on YouTube for May the 4th. For those who have seen Andor, that fantastic, pretty short monologue. I don't even remember the character. Not the character from the prison, but the character like who's like the informant who like sells stuff. You know the guy I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. He like has like was selling stuff to him. And that whole little monologue he does about how, because the guy's like, what are you risking? And he's like, what am I risking? Like, I've given up everything for this. Luthen, his monologue. Yeah. So for those who listen to my music, I love making music behind monologues. But one of the things that's really hard is finding monologues that don't already have some kind of music behind them because they're usually from movies or TV shows or something. I, just was like, oh, is there like an AI tool that will like separate the vocal from the background music? There is a free one. So I may start a YouTube series because I wouldn't be able to put it on any streaming services where I'll put some music to like some sweet monologues like that. Oh, it'd be awesome.
That sounds fantastic.
Farm, you want in on this?
Yeah.
I do love your monologue series.
Of course.
It's so good. It's so good. So anyway, I'm excited. I was supposed to do that a little bit before this podcast, but I got stuck. Yeah. Oh, such a good time. Anyway, sometimes AI tools are cool and they're fun to use. Other times they steal your job.
It's binary. It's one or the other. Yeah. It's a dichotomy. Yeah.
It be that way sometimes. Yeah.
That's technology. That's what it does. Yeah.
But before we wrap up, Chloe, is there anything you want to say?
I just am late to commenting to most things. So I don't want to step over people. I think what I would say, why I would never get a Steam Deck, and specifically why I don't end up playing my Switch all that often, is that my hands get tired of holding it. That's why I like console gaming or PC gaming more. And I like PC gaming more just because, the screens are close to my face, but they're still large. Like I'm the same way. I can't look at a big TV across the room and I'm always like, oh, lady eyes are like, what's going on there? Oh, but when it's this close to my face, I'm like, the resolution's not good. What's going on in there? Like, so PC gaming's where it's at.
Hopefully she never hears this because I don't want to call her out. And I don't even, I won't mention any names. I dated a girl who had a TV that was like the tiniest TV and also would have it on the other end of the room from like where she would sit. And I was like, this isn't going to work.
You're not it.
He just walks out.
You dated Michael Scott? Isn't that like a clip from The Office where he buys that tiny TV?
And he has it mounted on the wall, and it's just awful.
I was just like, nah, this definitely isn't going to work out.
We both have. How do you split screen on that?
Yeah, that actually makes me think about when my brothers and I used to play split screen, and like you would just you'd have to get used to, like on a 20-inch, splitting up the screen.
Yeah.
And you got used to it, but once you finally played your own device on your own TV with those 20 to 30 inches, you could almost never go back. It's like
next level.
I can actually see all the detail. What is this?
I can see everything. Yeah. So with my another visual gag, I've changed the setup in my studio, and I've gone from being, I don't know, like 3 or 4 feet away from my monitor to being like a foot away from the monitor. It's great. I can see text so clearly, and I've got good vision, but like being like way over here comparatively, right? Like, yeah, it's way better. It's way better.
Okay.
So you guys couldn't see it, but you could hear me get further away, right? So I hope that helps with your imagination.
Or was that just an audio effect? You'll never know.
Ooh, yeah, that would be funny.
Ooh,
yeah, I just turned it down.
Maybe Craig did it.
It's movie magic. Yeah, maybe Craig
Don't
did
give
it.
him that much credit, okay?
He can barely show up to work.
He can barely show up to work. Freaking Craig. I was at a restaurant the other day, and there's like a robot waiter at this restaurant yesterday. And after the robot waiter dropped off our stuff, I was like, freaking get out of here. And everyone was like, whoa, Johnny, be nice to the robot. And I'm like, I don't have to be nice to the robot.
Over. Like, after all the robot videos that we've showed in this audio podcast, I feel like we should really be more mindful.
I'm like, freaking get out of here. And then it's just like, no, I don't have to be nice to it. It's a robot. Robots don't have feelings unless you're in Star Wars.
I always say thank you to like Alexa or Siri or whatever. Just be like, hey Alexa, what's the weather like? And then she says it, and I'm like, thank you, but they never say like you're welcome back. They never acknowledge that you said thank you. So they're not even appreciative of my gesture.
Well, I don't say thank you because I'm like, hey, Alexa or Siri or whatever, what's the weather? And then they're like, you don't have weather controls in this room. And I'm like, no,
I don't have access to that.
Stop shouting.
What's the weather in this room? And they're like, outside, it's a high of da-da-da. What about in this room? And then I'm like, you know what? Just whatever. I'll just look at it myself.
Exactly. We have a comment here that your welcome will come when they don't kill you right away after the uprising begins. And that just reminds me of there's this clip from Mad Men where the girl's saying, you never say thank you. And he replies, that's what the money is for. And just, that's.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's about time. Let's go ahead and wrap up from here. It's been about an hour. Anyone have any closing comments?
Sorry, you missed Phantom Menace.
I have one last thing. This being May 4th and everything. What is everyone's favorite Star Wars film?
Okay. Phantom Menace, hands down.
Phantom Menace, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably have to agree.
This is wild.
Wild. What about you, D? What about you?
Phantom Menace. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's what about you?
It's the one I grew up on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do not agree. But I'm glad that you guys are all collaborating on this answer.
It's the 3 people who like the Phantom Menace. We're in this podcast.
I can't believe that you logged on your nav application, Farmer.
Well, I was 99% correct on all of it. But
what about you,
even
Farm?
have Pyro on the comments there. She's probably right there with you. My favorite, Empire Strikes Back. It's a
good one. I was hoping you were going to say Attack of the Clones, so I could just be like, boo, Attack of the Clones.
I can't. Yeah, no.
Phantom Menace has the best lightsaber duel, period.
It has a really good duel. It has great soundtrack.
Yeah, Phantom Menace. And it has midichlorians.
And Jar Jar.
It's got midichlorians. And Jar Jar. It's got Jar Jar. It has the most Jar Jar
and
screen
Watto.
time. And
Yeah.
Watto, oh my gosh, yeah. Freaking pod race. I loved when The Last Jedi came out and people were so mad about the casino and like the racing and stuff. And they're like, what does this have to do with anything? I'm like, that's the most Star Wars that movie was. We're going to stop the main story and go to a random casino planet where they're racing stuff. Freaking that's Star Wars, guys.
They could have done pod racing there. I don't understand why they didn't.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool. That would have turned me around on that movie. I would have actually been like a Last Jedi fan if they had pod racing on that planet.
Of The Last Jedi was that instead of setting free the slave children, they set free the animals. They were like, run, go animals, you slave children, you keep working. Freaking, we need you. No, go back to work. Go back to work, slaves.
Kind of a low bar if that's the only spot.
It's such an interesting movie. Last Jedi really is like a subversion of everything.
Is that what we're
think
calling
you know?
it now? Interesting.
Well, because
remember when Poe committed treason and mutiny, but then he's like still in the military in the next movie for some reason? Remember that?
Or like how they keep on like claiming that the Force will guide them, and then they choose the wrong person to help them or whatever, and like end up like completely screwing up everything because of that.
Remember how in the next movie, Luke is just like, I was wrong. And it's like, people are dead now, Luke. Luke, you hid on that planet for like 30 years, Luke. And he's just like, yeah, I was wrong. The sacred text, guys, I was wrong. Don't worry about it, right? Star Wars is, man, it's, what a franchise.
What a franchise. Hey, that Acolyte trailer looks great. I'm excited for it.
It does. Yeah. I'm excited for it as well.
Need more Star Wars games.
On that note, we need more Star Wars games. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? And what's your least favorite Star Wars movie? I feel like everyone's going to say the same thing. Obviously, it's The Empire Strikes Back. Lame. What a terrible sequel. But yeah, I've said all the things already, so bye.